Hey guys, and welcome on back to Decidedly Vanilla. Today, we are actually going to be building this guy up right here. I promise we're actually going to be doing this. We got a lot of sugarcane already, as you can see. We got to fix up this storage system here soon, but it's just going to kind of be piling up for now. And down here, we have a little bit more iron than we had last episode. Honestly, I have not been able to be on a whole lot in between episodes here because of other things going on. It's just a pretty... January is actually, I think January so far is going to be a more hectic month than December was. Just from, there's not many things on the calendar, but like, there's just like little things that are coming out up here and there that are stopping me from having a whole lot of time to be on here, which is kind of a bummer. But yeah, so we are going to be building up the lobby here like I was just saying. And I've got some cool plans for it. I got a decent design like you guys saw a few episodes ago when we went over to the creative world and checked that stuff out. So I want to just be working on getting that lobby in here, making sure we get everything laid out pretty well so that we have an easy time and everything's planned out, ready to go for when we need to move it, going straight up the top of this guy. So that's kind of something that we're going to be looking at today. It's a base right now I'm seeing as 22 going in this way and 33 going in that way, so I just got to kind of figure out what that actually means and where it's going to sit. So let me go ahead and get that done and get some resources grinded up, and we will be back ready to go with this guy. Alright, so here we are in the swamp where I basically just got to do this, get a bunch of these blue flowers, because we're going to be using this to make a bunch of cyan concrete and cyan terracotta, because we need a lot of that stuff. So I basically just going to sit here and do this for a while. I probably should have just brought redstone stuff over and automated this and, you know, get that blue dye up and running. This gives blue, no, this gives light blue. Ah, crap. How do we get cyan dye? I'm gonna get a few of these just because I came all the way out here. I'll get like a stack of these just so we can have them, but dang it, back to the drawing board. I need to figure out how to get a decent supply of cyan dye going on, so we'll see what happens. I really don't want to have to be using lapis for it. Well, that actually went a little bit quicker than I expected, but I got 2 stacks of the flour now, so we got 2 stacks of light blue dye, which is pretty great. And I was looking up while I was over there how to get the whole cyan dye, and it looks like we are gonna have to actually go ahead and use some lapis, but that's fine because it's actually 1 dye and 8 terracotta will give you 8 of whatever colored terracotta you want. So that'll be fine. We got a lot of that stuff, and we can use 1 stack of lapis, 1 stack of cactus, get 2 stacks of cyan dye, and then go from there, and we'll hopefully have a lot of it. But so far, resource front, that's full of sand. That's basically halfway full of sand. That's full of gravel. And there's all of our terracotta that we're going to be using and all that good stuff. But yeah, this guy should be coming together pretty quickly. I've been doing a lot of resource grinding off cam. I just haven't really wanted to work up to building this guy yet, to be honest. I don't know what it's been. I just have been like really uninspired to build this. So I'm hoping that changes today after we get the first base of it kind of set up. I think the problem is with these skyscrapers, I'm always like, God, these things are going to be so massive that I don't want to mess up building it. So I kind of like put it off, and then I'm like, okay, we're doing all of it today. It's all going to get done. But yeah, so let me go ahead and get all the cyan concrete or not concrete, but cyan terracotta crafted up, and then we'll get to building, hopefully. I have no idea where this dude even came from. Literally just popped up out of nowhere, and he's standing over here and started walking towards me, then walked away. I think he's just here to mess with me, so, you know, that's super fun. But we've run into a little bit of an issue here. This flattened out area, including our nether portal, is currently how big the skyscraper is scheduled out to be. And that's literally with it cutting back at the very, very edge of this guy. Actually, never mind. We have to bring this out one farther. Yep, that's got to come out to here because we have that little bit of glass right there that we need to have visible. Unless we replace that glass with this, with some blocks, like we could do that. So maybe we can actually go ahead and squeeze that in here. I don't want to make it too much larger because this thing's already getting pretty big. Like, look at it from way back here. It's going to make our other skyscraper look freaking puny. So, you know, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, that platform is freaking massive compared to that one. So we'll see how this goes, but I think we're going to go with it for now. And I got to craft up some white terracotta, or not terracotta, sorry, some white stained white concrete powder, and we're going to be a smart person this time and not craft it all into blocks and things. We're actually just going to leave it as the powder and just bring a water bucket around with us so that we can go ahead and just dump the water on it and go from there. And I think that's going to be a lot better than what we would be doing otherwise. So yeah, And I'm also going to go ahead and get out a stack of the spruce wood right here, and I'll meet you guys up there. Alright, so before we get too far into this guy, I wanted to go ahead and move our nether portal over here just so we could get this guy in place. And I'm hoping this will actually still stay linked up to the other section. I think it's the closest portal around in the nether at least. Still have to play it by ear, and hopefully this works. But if we could just move it over and have that perfect transition back here, that would be very nice. But I think it's a little too far. So let's see. That does put us out at our spot, and then if we go back through it, where does this take us to? Hey, perfect, cool, it does link up, so we can go ahead and leave that here, and let me go ahead and just throw signs on both sides. Alright, so the nether portal is going to stay there for now, as we're going to do some stuff later on. I actually want to work on getting the platform or base of this guy built up here sooner rather than later, probably after we finish this guy. This will be the next project we tackle as we try and finish up the road, because basically I got to do that over onto that side, then we got to figure out how we're going to do it on this main guy as well. And I got some cool ideas for kind of what I want the big guy to look like. I think I got a decent idea in my brain of what I want it to look like, but we'll have to see what that translates to in the Minecraft world itself, because as we all know, modern builds are a little bit more interesting to do, at least from my from my perspective. So what I want to do is kind of come into here, and I don't know why I'm not going to need that. That's going to bug the crap out of me. So we can go ahead and do something like this, and then I didn't bring any gray concrete powder with me, and there's a hole right there. So we got to go ahead and grab, I think we need 4 dirt. No. All right, so we're back up here. I got our gray concrete. What we're going to do here is do that. And then right there, and this is where our main entrance is actually going to be coming into this place. Then over here, we're going to go ahead and use, I'm just going to use our cyan concrete that we have made up already. We're going to be doing something like that, and then it's basically going to come over here to the very edge, which I'm pretty sure on the very edge, we're going to go ahead and do some white like that. I think we're just going to do a white wall going back here for now, just keeping it super simple. Yeah, so then right on this guy, we're actually going to go ahead and just do something like this, get a little bit here, and bring in this white concrete out just a little bit more, actually, make it more interesting, kind of, you know how it goes. And this guy basically is just kind of come up, similar to how we did those wood accents over there, just making it that extra bit of interest. And I think we're going to bring this guy up. What is this now? That's 1, 2, 3, I think, high tree. We're going to bring it up to here for now, and we'll just kind of play it by ear with how high we actually want this stuff to go. But I'm thinking this Mr. Tree right here, he has got to go away. So let me go ahead and get like a more of a base outline out for this guy here, guys, and I'll be back with you as soon as I get the whole kind of base layer figured out, more or less what it's going to be looking like. All right, so the base idea here more or less is in place now. We can take a step back and kind of check it out for, that's basically how wide the base floor is going to be. Obviously, the tower in the center is going to be a lot taller and skinnier, and I'm hoping it's going to kind of help even everything out. We gotta have some space over on this backside right here to actually get our little elevator in that's gonna go up to the top, so we'll have to remember about that guy and remember to include that. But what I want to show you guys right here real quick is just kind of how I'm gonna be doing this whole water thing. Is basically you can just place something like that and the water falls down to the bottom, and it'll get all of the concrete powder that you're trying to do. As long as it touches the side of it, it will just go ahead and cover all of it. Look at that, there we go. And then we got full on concrete, and I need my water bottle back, but that's actually a way we can get up to the top here, so we can do this more easily. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan right now, is just going around and doing this on this side right here. Just kind of want to show you guys how it's gonna work. And we can go ahead and do a little something like this, and then you can go ahead and tap that guy off right there too, and the whole thing's done. I don't really care about all the grass down there getting worn away. It's really not bothering me at all if it does. So we can go ahead and do something like this as well, and then that'll fall down and get all that guy. Cool, perfect. So what we need to do here is bring in white concrete coming all the way across this guy. This is kind of where the top of the lobby is going to be, and we can. So what we can actually do basically is go ahead and take a strip of this going across the entire way if we have enough of it. It'll make things super easy as we set things up for where we're going with the front. I want to get this front of this guy kind of built up right here, and then we'll worry about everything else. But I'm thinking this cyan terracotta, if I remember correctly, we want to have this guy coming up, going all the way straight through. I think this is another one of those lines that goes all the way straight through to the top. I think that's right. I know this guy is for sure. This thing goes all the way up. This is like a big frontal pillar almost that's going to go way high up into the air. This goes up to the very top of the building. It's kind of like one of the core design elements on the front of it, and I think it really helps bring the skyscraper together, having this guy in here, so I don't really want to get rid of him. But let me go ahead and get the rest of these guys in place so you don't have to just sit here watching me place in some cyan terracotta and all that other gunk we're dealing with. And I'll be back with you guys as soon as I can. Alright, it's about time for that next update here. So we got this whole front of the guy looking great. I have no idea what I want to do for that doorway. So if you guys have ideas on what to do for this door here, I'm thinking, like on that one we did like some glass down there, just trying to do like an open glass door. We could do something like that, but it's a little dark in here, so we got to figure out what we want to do more completely. So, but I kind of started spacing out where the top bits are going to be going in, so I wanted to go ahead and grab some light gray concrete. I think we have some over here. We got light gray concrete powder. That is close enough. We got a water bucket, so we are good to go. But yeah, so I want to go ahead and kind of space out the top area, making sure it all fits in here before we really do that much more. Just, you know, just so we don't have to redo this whole thing. And I put all my ender pearls away, so that's fine. But yeah, so let me go ahead and get up here, and we're going to do a little bit more work on kind of spacing out where everything's going to be going on this guy. All right, guys, time for the next update. So I've been working on this side here, and I think I got something that I kind of like. So we have our front that's pretty colorful, and then it goes into a bit more of a grayer tones over here. So we got the cyan concrete, light gray concrete, or cyan terracotta, sorry. And then we have this nice wood central piece to it, and still just trying to get a lot of that depth in here. Currently I'm working on the back right here. I'm thinking this is what we're going to be going with. So we have that nice little white stripe that we've been keeping going consistent around the whole build as the whole lobby's kind of building up. And then here in the middle I came in with cyan concrete powder, and I'm just kind of stacking that up in two little pillars right there. Then behind it we have that nice gray concrete. And I'm really, really happy with how this is actually turning out. We can go ahead and jump up here and actually finish off the rest of this guy. Just needed to go replenish the whole resource stocks and all that good stuff that we keep using a lot of resources for this whole thing. I've went through multiple stacks of stuff already, and we're not even getting to the tower today. So we got a lot of stuff that we got to be dealing with here, and it's going pretty well. We're making pretty steady progress. As you can see, we only have this much left of the lobby, and I'm honestly thinking about this wall just being white because it's right into the mountain. So I'm thinking for now it's probably just going to stay white concrete powder, and we'll come back and detail it later on when we feel like we need to. Because I think this guy right now, it's going to be hidden by the mountain for a long time, and when we eventually excavate out this mountain and smooth things out, that's when we can look into dealing with this guy and kind of making sure everything over here is working well. But I think for now, just a white face will be totally fine. We can come back in later, like I'm saying now, and we can add some extra depth and good stuff like that to it, because this will just be a big flat white face right here. So we'll have to play it by ear and figure out what we want to do. Even if right now we maybe come through and put like right at this second layer. So right here, we go ahead and bring in some cyan concrete powder and go ahead and do something kind of like that right along there. If you guys can kind of pick up what I'm laying down here. So we can go ahead and just bring it like all the way along here and do something pretty cool like that. And then we're out of this water line right there. So let me sleep this night away, get a little bit more work done, and I'll be back with you guys. All right, guys, I think we actually got the lobby of this guy finished up, and I even planned out where we're going to put in the elevator. So that's pretty cool. That elevator we're going to be building up later on. It's going to be a lot of redstone-y stuff. And we're going to be using one of Nembom's elevators where you can call it from the bottom and from the top so that you don't really get stuck on either direction. We'll probably have a few areas on top where you can fly out with an elytra, just, you know, from like a balcony or something. So there's more than one way to leave the place. But yeah, so I want to just be able to, that's why I want to have the elevator be callable from both areas. So no matter where you are, you can be able to get a elevator up or down. Right there, we ended up putting a little bit of a lawn on top so we can go ahead and jump up onto this guy. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get over here, making sure all this is looking pretty great. So as you can see right here, this side we went with a really basic design, just kind of keeping solid colors. Probably not having any windows on this until you get up to the penthouse area. Then we'll probably bring it out for a balcony on this side, because that'd be a pretty great view of that whole area, seeing as it peaks over this little mountain region. But yeah, and then on the back over here, we have a little bit of like an extra little lip right there, and then we put some ice in the middle. I needed to bring that area forward one block. That's why we did this right here, because the redstone literally comes out to being one block behind where that ice is. So I was like, you know what? Let's just bring the whole thing out. Then over here, in order to keep it simple, and I missed. In order to keep it simple, I decided to just kind of go with a light gray concrete on this area right here because we have that redstone clock right there, which we can't really move easily. So I didn't want to mess with it too much and like mess up the redstone of it because I don't think I'd know how to fix it if I do mess it up, even though like I think I can make a redstone clock now. I think I could almost make one without somebody telling me what I needed to do. So, you know, that's kind of the goal of this DV series so far is Whip learns redstone. God, come on, let's get up here. So yeah, this whole side over here, we're gonna have this nice little, we might put like a staircase in it or something, like a fire escape if we need it. Just like a staircase that'll go straight up to the very top from here. We're gonna have some windows dotted along the sides of it, just extra little bits of detail, more ways to move around and things like that. I wanna make this build like really about moving. But yeah, so this whole area over here is probably literally just going to be light gray concrete. And we might do some like solid bands of like a white or something like that. Like maybe right here we go ahead and get up to this height and we're totally out of that guy. But we got some of you and we can go ahead and dot that right there and right there. But then like say here we go ahead and actually bring this out a little bit, if that makes sense. We go ahead and, sorry, I'm trying to think of how to do this. But we go ahead right here and do like that and then bring like a white strip going all the way around here. I think we might want to do it one higher so it has that 3 high instead of just a 2 high. But yeah, that's kind of the general idea what I'm thinking with there, just to get like a nice little white strip going around it. Or we could go ahead and do some, oh, we're going to fall off if we stand there. I wanted to do like this color. We have this nice cool cyan color in there, but we're already using that for that area, so I don't want to do it too much. But I was thinking about doing something maybe like kind of how we have those green, lime green lines going up there. So maybe we go ahead and grab some like light blue or something. Maybe mix that into the build. That could be kind of cool. I think we have some in here somewhere. Got a little bit. Yeah, so maybe if we went ahead and did something like that, and then just like right there, just so we can have that, and then maybe from this side, we go ahead and bring in that white line I was just talking about, and maybe that could look kind of cool. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments below what you guys think we should be doing in this whole area, just kind of in general. I'm still trying to figure it out. I was kind of go. As you guys know, I only really had the front of the place planned out. The rest, we're figuring it out as we go, so it'll be fun. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Something a little bit different. We are finally moving forward with some good building stuff, so hopefully we get the series a little bit more caught up to pace and all that stuff. This one is kind of like all about learning for me instead of actually like building big amazing things, and that's kind of what I've been reserving for the whole Building with Whip series, because that is kind of like, that's for me, that's kind of where it all, that's where it all like started, and that's where I'm keeping all my big old building expertise for now until I get like really inspired to do something else. So we're going to keep that kind of going on this way right here. I love using this to experiment and learn a bunch of new things about how to build, different ways of doing redstone contraptions that I would never have thought of or never even know what to do. Anyways, before I keep blabbing on for too long, thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like button if you did enjoy, subscribe if you loved it, and I will see you guys in the next episode.